Happy New Year and welcome back to the BlazorPuzzle. I'm Carl Franklin from AppPhoenix, and that's Jeff Fritz from Microsoft. Hey, Jeff.
How do? Good to see you, Carl. It's 2024, man.
How was your holiday?
It was good. I had a good time. I went to my first college bowl game. That was amazing to go to. But I feel like all year we're going to be hearing the Ramones singing to us.
I guess if you didn't watch that game, you don't know what he's talking about.
No.
What are you talking about, actually?
I went to the Peach Bowl in Atlanta to see my daughters, my former schools, the Penn State Nittany Lions, take on those always tough Ole Miss Rebels, and conceded a loss to Ole Miss. Congratulations to our friends in Mississippi for that win. But it was fun. It was good.
Cool. So you ready to get back into the puzzle mode
let's
here?
do it.
All right, let's look at puzzle 17 from 2 weeks ago. Okay, so this one was called Whether or Not. It's a .NET 8 Blazor web app with the interactive render mode set to server and the interactivity location set to global with sample pages. And if you recall, while WeatherRaiser does indeed demonstrate streaming rendering, it doesn't quite show off the value of this feature, and we want to make it a little more impressive. So what I've done here is I've set the count to 5,000. I have this variable 5,000. So we're actually going to see it give us 5,000 records in the table, and it takes a while.
But it's a lot more interesting and compelling than just the 5 that are initially displayed that come with every template that ships with Blazor. Let's do something more.
Yeah. So here you go. Weather. Loading. Boom. All right. So a table isn't very good UI, right? And the reason, there's a couple reasons. First of all, it's not interactive. You know, you want a grid or something like that. But the other reason is that if you remember from HTML theory that you took in high school, I don't know if anybody ever took HTML theory, but the table doesn't render until it has all its data, right?
It needs start tags and end tags.
Yeah. So I think that might be why they chose to use the table to demonstrate, because it's not going to show up, right away. But with streaming rendering, something that would be better would be like a select, don't you think?
A select or a collection of divs as cards on a CSS grid?
Right. So here's what I've got. I'm going to change this to select, and I'm going to set the size, which is the number of rows, to list size, and I've initialized that to 20. And I got a little style there, setting the width to 100%. And going through the forecasts and setting an option for each forecast. And I want the value to be the ID. Each one of those is going to show the ID in the summary. And the ID, I just added here. And when we're creating the forecast, we're going to make them, just I plus just 1. So it's going to be 1 to 5,000.
Yeah.
Now, I'm still streaming rendering, okay? So I'm not using IAsync enumerable or anything like that. And so I don't have to do yield return or anything. I'm just adding to forecasts. And then I'm simulating a timeout at the end of it of like 2,000 milliseconds, 2 seconds. But this is it's kind of not necessary, as you'll see. So let's see what happens now. Okay, ready?
Yep, let's see it.
Click boom.
All right, that was faster. Okay. You're telling me this is static server rendered with stream rendering?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So you got those first 20 immediately, and in fact, you got all of them immediately. It's just that this is a better construct in HTML, as would be a grid, by the way, which we got a few people who suggested using a grid. We also got a few people who suggested making the table smaller and blah, 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 but that really wasn't what we were going for. That, my friends, demonstrates the power of streaming rendering.
So, gosh, Carl, there's so many different ways to approach that. I like the select. Who else came up with this? Who's our big winner this week?
Yeah, well, the big winner this week is, drumroll please, Nancy Weller.
Hey, congratulations, Nancy.
Yeah. And for having her answer picked at random from all the correct answers that we got, Nancy's going to be winning one of these, a BlazorPuzzle mug. And also one of these, a BlazorPuzzle t-shirt. Fantastic prizes that you can't get anywhere else.
That's right.
Such as they are. All right, well, let's jump into the next puzzle, shall we?
Oh, yeah. I like this one that we're getting into.
Okay, so this is a Blazor web app running on .NET 8 with the interactive render mode set to WebAssembly and the interactivity location set to global. So we've got a welcome message value that's set in appsettings.json on the server. There it is right there.
Okay.
You know, welcome from the config file. And the simple question is, how do we get it to show up in the page?
Right there in that H1, huh?
Yeah, so what I've done is I've created that welcome message and I've injected IConfiguration.
Sure.
Okay. And this seems like a reasonable way to do it, right? On initialized, I'm going to read from configuration the welcome message.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, it kind of works. Sort of.
Now, this is an oversimplification of some other scenarios that folks might have.
Totally.
Where they're fetching data from configuration to set up interactions with maybe microservices or other
Exactly.
things.
Yeah, I mean, typically you're not going to take strings that are in, you know, the config file on the server and show them to the client. But we want to be able to at least show how to read that, right?
Yeah, pass some configuration information into WebAssembly.
Right. All right, so let's run it and see what happens. Now watch carefully. There it is. Welcome from the config file. And good, we're done. Wait, huh?
Wait.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? What? It was there. I saw it.
Wait,
What?
hang on. And you didn't do a display none CSS rule on this?
No.
Can we view the sort? Can we do the HTML inspector so we can just see that it's not hidden?
Yeah, sure. Let's look at the elements. You can. Here's the main body right there. Here's
yeah. There's main
that right there. Here's the top.
And
right?
There's nothing there.
Nothing there.
Okay. So it didn't render that at all.
Not at all. Well, it did for a
It
second,
rendered the tag.
and then it went away.
Okay. Where'd it go?
And this became string empty again. So, if you think you know the answer to this, or how to fix it, or how to make it work, how to do what we intend to have happen here, don't publish it on social media, but instead send it to Jeff and me at this email, BlazorPuzzle@appvnext.com, with the subject Puzzle 18, and do that by next Wednesday, which would be
the 10th.
Yes, the 10th. And if you're correct, we might pick you.
That's right.
We can't pick you if you don't send it.
If you do want to announce that you did solve it, go ahead and post a screenshot of the web page and tell us, "Hey, I solved the Blazor puzzle."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's it, Jeff.
All right.
That's a good one, I think.
Got some ideas of how to solve this.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right. We'll
All
see you
right.
next week.
All right. We'll see you, friends.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out blazortrain.com and the .NETshow.com for more great content.